Hello, I'm Alvaro Arana. I'm a student of the 5th year of the double international degree of Business Administration and Economics. As a final degree project, I have undertaken a research about the Spanish stock market congruence with the efficient market hypothesis. To do so, I have analyzed the predictive power of several technical analysis indicators over the prices of the IBEX 35 and 19 of its components during the period ranging from 2000 to 2015. Likewise, in the sake of analyzing the economic relevance of this predictive power, I have compared the profitability of several trading rules derived from these indicators with that obtained by an alternative buy and hold strategy during the period. At this point, the viewer might be wondering about which is the relationship between the efficient market hypothesis and the technical analysis that permits the study of the first one in terms of the predictive power and profitability of the second. Acknowledging this fact, let's first define both concepts so as to provide the viewer with a better grasp about the rationale underpinning this research. Technical analysis comprises all the strategies that aim to use the information provided by the past security prices to forecast the future evolution of these same security prices. The efficient market hypothesis, however, even if in the weakest of its form, states that current prices already reflect all the information derived from past prices, and as so impede any profitable use of this information to forecast future prices movement. As so, if any of the technical trading rules analyzed proves to be able to outperform the market during the study period, the Spanish stock market would be shown to be weak or inefficient during the mentioned period. Given that the validity of technical analysis absolutely relies on the dependence of past security prices, I have performed a Leeuwenhoek's Q-test under the null hypothesis of no serial correlation.
This null hypothesis has been strongly rejected, and so technical analysis could have enjoyed a place in the Spanish stock market during the period.
However, this rejection could have been not only due to the correlation of past prices, but also due to heteroscedasticity. In such a way, I have performed an F-test and T-test so as to analyze the statistical significance of the difference between the average daily returns of the different strategies with the buy and hold strategy. As a matter of example, it will be shown the performance of an F-test and T-test for the SMA 20 of the IBEX 35.
In such a way here, for the SMA 20 days and the strategy 1 and the buy and hold strategy, we perform an F-test to analyze if the variances of the populations are equal, and as we obtain that the p-value is clearly below the 5% significant level, we reject the null hypothesis that the populations of the variances of the populations are equal. So we state that the variances of the populations are unequal, and in this manner we perform an t-test for unequal variances, obtaining a p-value that it is also under the 5% significant level, that lead us to reject the null hypothesis that both strategies have the same mean, and given that the strategy 1 has a higher mean, we can say that the strategy 1 has a significant higher mean. Furthermore, we also perform a non-parametric test for the median.
Now the core structure of the research has been described. Let's focus our attention on the empirical results of
as portrayed in the graphic and in line with the Spanish economy. 35 was slightly below that one it had at the beginning of the millennium. As a consequence, the average daily return the buy and hold strategy would have obtained in the period would be slightly below zero. Meanwhile, the different trading rules for the different strategies derived from the indicators obtain significant market-leading returns for most of the
would have. We are gonna take a closer look to the market, taking as reference the IBEX 35.
The different technical indicators were in the period able to significantly forecast the evolution of the prices of the IBEX 35. As so, we can easily note that in most of the times the accuracy is over the 50%. As so, and as portrayed in the table, for a transaction cost of 0.5%, this predictive power led the different trading rules to consistently beat the market. However, for an average investor who has been assumed to have an 1.25% of transaction cost, this predictive power has a limited economic relevance, as most of the time the different trading rules are not able to beat the market, at least at an unleveraged level.
Given that the different trading rules have exhibited varied predictive powers during the 16 years, we are going to study the opportunities for obtaining profits they had generated in the two main macroeconomic periods through which the Spanish economy has gone. The first of the macroeconomic cycles analyzed will be the booming period produced in our country due to the building bubble.
During the booming period, the technical analysis had a really limited place in the Spanish stock market. As an example, it suffices to notice that only two trading rules that are unleveraged would have obtained profits in the period, even if with a really low transaction cost of 0.5%. Not to talk about an investor facing higher costs that obviously wouldn't have any opportunity to profit from technical analysis. However,
and the second of the sub-periods analyzed will be the recession that the fall of Lehman Brothers unleashed in 2008.
The recession unleashed with the global financial crisis augmented the opportunities for technical analysis in the period 2008 to 2015. And as so,
in such a way, in our research, we have discovered that the profitability for an average investor who faces a transaction cost of 1.25% of the invested capital or higher, has been really limited in the 16-year period. Maybe not so for an institutional investor, but yes for an average investor. So it could be said that the efficient market hypothesis actually holds fairly well for the great share of the market. Nevertheless, it has also been observed that the efficiency of the market has drastically reduced at the onset of the global financial crisis. And as so, in the last 8 years, there might have been opportunities for some traders, even with high transaction costs, to enjoy profitable returns from technical analysis practice. However, given the limited resources that this research has enjoyed, further study is necessary before getting to a final conclusion about the efficiency of the Spanish stock market.